Let's go to Richard in Texas. Richard, you're on the line.
Hey, how you doing there? Glad to talk to you. I'm delivering pizzas, but I can get this in right quick, and you can carry it from there.
All
I
right.
think the biggest story of the year is going to be Ron Paul's bill getting the 1207. That's going to destroy the feds. People will find out what all this lending around the world banks, the IMF, and I'll let you take it from there because I'm kind of preoccupied.
All right, you got it, Richard. God bless you, man. Thank you so much for the call, and keep on listening while you're working, brother. There's a lot of working people out there. So 1207, there's something we didn't discuss. That's another great thing. See, we do have positive stories out there. Jesse Ventura, a hugely positive story, and that's just happened in the last month and a half that actually hit the airwaves. 1207, audit the Federal Reserve, has gained so much traction. Yes, it's been compromised. Yes, they want to amend the bill in every way, shape, and form to take the teeth out of it. But the fact that it's out there and people realize that the Federal Reserve System is a privatized banking cartel is step one. So that's another big story. All right, just like I said, I want to play this clip where Bill O'Reilly really kind of like worships Roger Ebert and the idea of this worldwide mind and a chipped populace. Doesn't challenge him much at all. Shame on you, Bill. Let's hit it.
That would provide you with an incredible amount of information. He talked to Bill O'Reilly about the possibilities of a library in your brain.
Sometime in the next century, because computer chips are getting smaller and faster, and eventually the time will come when a child is implanted with a little chip back here and will learn to control the chip in the same way that you learn to control your bodily functions and your voice and your movements, so that not only can you, right now my mind is telling my body to talk, and it's supplying my mouth with the words that I'm giving to you, and the mind could also learn to say to the chip, go to a certain web page, download some information, and supply it to the inside of my eyeballs.
You believe that you're going to be actually able to tell your mind through a chip to provide you with information that you can then speak. So on this program, this would be great for me. You put a little chip in there, and if I didn't know something, I could say to the chip, would I have to say it out loud or just think it?
Either way.
I could just think it, give me an answer.
Right now, we're loaded up with bionic stuff already. I'm wearing glasses. I have fillings in my teeth. This is a wristwatch. I'm wearing clothing, which allows me to adjust to the climate as I go outside. So it's obviously only a matter of time until convergence allows us to match the number one tool of the next century, and that would be the computer chip. I mean,
okay, so the
clothes are
computer
tools,
chip,
glasses are tools.
Sure, but all of these are external. The computer should be in you, and that's what frightens me.
Well,
See,
it could be in you, or it could be wherever you wanted it to be. And it would allow you to make telephone calls without having a cell phone, allow you to surf the web without having a monitor.
Well, show me how. So if I had a chip embedded in my head, I could make a telephone call by
you could just start talking.
Call Mom?
Yeah.
And Mom would be, and I could talk to her?
And then you would just say, hello, Mom.
I wouldn't have a phone or anything.
No. And so you have to have some body language so people would know what you were doing. Let's say you're standing at the American Airlines terminal.
Yeah.
And you're calling the Advantage desk and saying, I've missed my flight. Do you have any seats at 10 o'clock? Mm-hmm. Okay, if you're standing there saying that, somebody's going to look at you like you're one of these crazy...
But not if everybody had the chip, they'd all know what was going on?
Well, but you would do this.
Right. You go there with a little phone.
This means I'm not just talking to myself, I'm talking on the phone.
This sounds so...
If you're reading the web on the inside of your eyeballs...
Yeah.
It would look rude to people. It would look like I'm staring straight through you. But I'm not staring straight through you. I'm looking at the Fox News webpage, right? Mm-hmm. So how do I want people to know that? I would just go like this. You know,
so you're going to have a whole sign language thing about what this sounds so unbelievable.
If I'm downloading information...
And for those that didn't see that, while he's downloading information, he puts up the devil's horns.
Well, you see, my article is half serious and it's half satirical. I don't know which half is half, though, because things are converging so quickly, and computers are already such an amazing tool.
But we've checked it out a little further than your article, and the scientists tell us that it is absolutely true and absolutely possible for a human being to have a chip embedded in their system and to have many, many things appear in their mind upon command. So you would say, I need to know the name of the 18th president. Bing!
Not only that, I meet you and I call up your credit report while we're talking.
We found
I meet you and I call up your credit report while talking. So that clip is from years and years ago. O'Reilly still had somewhat of a hairline at that point. I want to say that that's probably almost 10 years old. And O'Reilly admits, yes, this is real technology. And he says, well, that kind of frightens me. But that's all he challenges him. They don't bring up the aspect of the possibility this thing could be hacked or used for control. Forget about just propaganda placement, having a chip embedded in you, and then all the websites that you can access through that chip will probably be monitored and censored, much like it is in China and now in Australia. China doesn't have the YouTube for the kids. Do you understand? You don't want to be like China. China has the one-child policy. China has the mobile death vans where they harvest your organs. China has a system where you are guilty until proven innocent. China has a military on the streets, a true police state. And this is the global empire that the Wall Street Journal is saying is going to lead with the U.S. into the new world order. That's a headline out of the Wall Street Journal. But when Jason Bermas talks about the new world order, he's crazy pants McGinty. But when the Wall Street Journal, they're Business McMasterson, they must be telling us the truth. And the new world order must be a good thing, and so must China. And they have been working on this thing for years, decades, centuries in some respects. And the same people that were in charge a couple hundred years ago, their descendants are in charge today. The Queen has just been exposed as signing government documents, shadow government documents, to establish Prince William as her successor, not Prince Charles. And they've been quietly doing so. Well, if the royal family is supposed to be out of power, why are they being briefed by Parliament? Why are they drafting shadow government legislation? It's because they're still in power, dummies. They never gave up their power. They've cloaked it. They've hidden it. Right in plain sight. It's the InfoWarrior coming back with your phone calls after this. Final episode of the year, folks.
I'm looking in. I can see through you, see your true colors. Inside you're ugly like me. I can see through you, see the real you.
We're going to continue to take your calls, 888-201-2244, 512-646-1776. Coming into the next segment. I'm also going to play this clip of Max Baucus, the Democrat, promoting health care legislation 2 days before Christmas, stinking drunk on the House floor. Okay, he's like babbling, we need to work together, I can't even, And these are the people that are supposed to be governing us. They're supposed to be actually responsible to us. We're their constituents. But these people are out of control. They're over the top. They have little to no regard for the little guy, you and me. Before I go to Eric in Pennsylvania, I just noticed this on the table here. People Magazine put this thing out. If we could show this for the PrisonPlanet.tv heads. People scandals that rocked America, an eye-popping look at famous names, bad choices, and big headlines. Now, these are the scandals that rocked America, folks. There is not one scandal of substance in the book or on either cover. Let's see what kind of fluff piece this really is. Okay, top left. Britney Spears shaves her head. Absolutely doesn't affect me in any way, shape, or form. Zero. That a pop star who's on drugs, who recently got a picture of her hoonanny taken right before it, shaved her head. That's not a big scandal. Oh my God, she has clippers. That's a huge scandal. Okay, what's next to her? The O.J. Simpson case. It's O.J. with the gloves on, but they don't fit. They don't fit, but they're on his hands. So you must have quit. But they don't fit, but they're on his hands. So you must. I can barely move my fingers around in these things. I am an innocent man. Again, O.J. Simpson, zero geopolitical impact whatsoever. Scandals that rocked America. Let's take it down a notch. Oh, Mel Gibson got drunk and said some naughty things. Yeah, that had an effect. Oh, wait, no, that didn't have an effect on my life. Wow. Who knew? Right? A blonde hooker who happens to be a billionaire heiress made a sex tape. That rocked America? Scandals that rocked America. Folks, I'm going to go through every single one of these because even the political ones are a joke. And by political ones, I mean political, well, I guess I could say dose, even though neither of them have anything to do with politics. So I move over one. And wow, the SEC went after Diane Sawyer. While they didn't do their job against multinational corporations and banks, they decided to go, not Diane Sawyer, Martha Stewart. They decided to go after Martha Stewart, who may have done some insider trading. These people do it on a level you can't even comprehend in the billions and trillions every single day, but they went after somebody who cooks a mean pot roast and is on television to make an example. To show you again, even though this woman, who has millions and millions of dollars, a lot of power in some people's eyes, still